Today on Cherry Picking, we do the infamous comet wash on the 72 Highboy. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Cherry Picking. In today's video, we're going to be completely transforming the look of this 1972 Highboy by washing it. That's right, we're just pretty much going to wash it. We're going to wash the exterior and the interior and try to make this truck look as good as possible. And how we're going to do that is basically the comet wash. Now, you probably know the comet wash because David Freiberger of Roadkill fame pretty much made it famous. And we're going to try it out again today. I've done it a few times on this channel, and I think that this truck is the perfect candidate to do that wash on. And then after we get the outside of this truck all cleaned up, shined up purdy, we'll polish some chrome. We're going to work on the interior and try to make the interior look just as good and try to see if we can turn this thing from, a good looking patina driver to an amazing, perfect daily driver that you could take anywhere and not feel bad about. So let's get into it and let's start washing this thing. Now, I already went ahead and kind of tested out a few spots on this thing because I wanted to see how it worked and what I knew and didn't know about the paint. Because as you can tell, the paint on this truck is actually pretty baked. It's been sitting in the desert for its whole life. So if you look right here, you might be able to see some reflection or that it's a little bit greener. This is a small patch panel that I tested with the Comet, or actually Ajax, because David Freiberger found out that Ajax actually bleaches just a little bit better with the rust. So we are using Ajax. And this one right here was done with a little bit of Ajax, about 5 seconds of scrubbing with the yellow side of a scrubby pad, specifically this side. Now, if your paint is really chalky, really baked on, you can use the green side. It's just way more abrasive and way more for probably mold and really, really tough stuff. I found out that this paint is really not up to it, and I actually kind of sanded down some of the paint with it a little bit here, and you can actually start to see some of the gray primer underneath just start to poke through. So I figured out that the yellow is going to be the way to go on this truck, which is nice because it makes it a little bit easier to do. Now, there may be some tougher spots like the hood where it's kind of nasty and gross, but for the majority of this truck, we're going to stick to this, and we're going to try to turn this nice hazy chalky paint and bring it back to this nice shiny smooth paint. So let's start scrubbing. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start on the roof, and I'll pretty much do a side-by-side comparison here. We'll basically scrub on the top, this roof, and a lot of the body panels on this truck. The paint is too far gone. It's past the point of saving. The surface rust has taken over, which is fine because that's perfect for a patina truck. But we can actually get rid of some of that rust and some of the color and actually brighten it back up and hopefully bring back a little bit of the color underneath. It's pretty amazing how this stuff works. So it is as simple as getting the surface wet, which we're going to do. Go ahead and get my sponge wet as well. And we're just going to dump a little bit on and start scrubbing. Now, on the more dense areas of rust, you might want to use the other side. So I'll do that on the spots that I know there's no paint left anyways. But then I'll flip it around and be careful on the sides that do still have paint. And this cab corner in particular is going to be a spot where the paint comes back and the rust goes away. And I won't spend too long in one spot. And then we'll just rinse it off. Rinse my glove off too. Rinse this guy off. And there we go. A lot of the color you can actually tell, especially right here, a lot of this color has already come back. And even on the top, some of this rust has cleared up a little bit and some more color. Like you can see some color coming through right here. It's coming back. I don't know how well you can see because of the shine and the reflection. But we're pretty much just going to work at this for a long time. So throw up the time lapse and let's just wash a whole truck. Splish splash. Okay, so it is a few hours later. My arms are about to fall off, but we have comet washed the entire truck, except for the bed. I don't worry about the bed because, well, the bed is pretty rough anyways, so there's no reason to actually comet wash it, but we basically did everything else. Now, a majority of the truck actually looks pretty much the same, especially right now when it's wet. Really hard to tell the difference. Looks great when it's wet, but when it dries, we'll start to see that chalkiness come back. But for most of the truck, it really wasn't that huge of a transformation. I would say the tailgate was moderate. I really expected the Ford lettering to come back a little bit brighter white than it actually did, but it didn't. But the real winner for today is the hood. The front of this hood looked brown, basically, and I kind of thought that that was just how it was going to stay. I did not expect any of the green to come back, but all of that was rust staining that the Ajax and a scrub pad was able to basically completely scrape off and bring back that beautiful, vibrant medium lime poly. Yeah, the medium lime poly. It brought it back, and the green looks great. The metallic is shining. Now, like I said, because this thing is wet, it looks really good outside. Once it starts to dry and that chalkiness comes back, it's not going to look as good, but it won't look as rusty, and the color will still be brighter than it was before. So, the new owner has not yet decided what he wants to do to protect the paint on this thing. There's a few different directions you could go. You could do boiled linseed oil, which is highly flammable and high maintenance, but it makes it look really good, and it's basically an oil that you just wipe on all the time, and you do have to maintain it. It does get dirty. You can also do a wipe on or a spray clear coat, and honestly, I'm kind of a fan of those. I know some people aren't. I did the wipe on clear coat on my wagon, which you can watch up here, that I did years and years back, and so far in the past 2.5, almost 3 years now, it's actually held up really well. So I'm pretty impressed with how that wipe on clear coat has stayed, and it looks good still. So that's one direction you could take, but this truck is going to be living back east, so honestly, rust prevention is the better, more important thought. I don't know what he's going to decide to do. We can also just buff it as is. We can pretty much just take a fine cut buff and buff the entire thing and get that shine to come back naturally, and then wax the whole truck, and that would still look good too. But now that we've moved on and got this entire truck washed, sprayed, scrubbed, whatever, now it's time to move on to the interior, and the sun is starting to go down. It is late. It is Friday already. This video comes out tomorrow, so I will be working tirelessly in order to get this up, but we've got to get this interior done. So let's start scrubbing down, washing out the interior, make it shine just a little bit more. Well, the sun is actually going down right now. It's going down a lot faster than I thought. We're still in winter, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to pretty much stop here, but I'll show you what I did with the interior, and we'll talk about it. So basically, I went ahead and just took some chrome polish and some steel wool and basically cleaned all of my bezels, all the chrome. Everything that was chrome in here got cleaned. The heater controls over there, if it would focus. I also went ahead and cleaned our boots. Hello, focus. I went ahead and cleaned our shifter boots, and they look a lot nicer. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do some more work on the floor, but we did wipe down the top of the dash. It's better, but I'm not going to say it's good. It definitely needs some like tire shine or something, same with the floor. But overall, I just cleaned all the chrome, cleaned the steering wheel, cleaned everything I could see that was chrome, just made it a little bit shinier, so it looks a little bit better in here. But this truck is going to continue to be a work in progress, and I guess we're going to have to just keep going on it. There's still more to do. The owner of the truck decided to leave it a little bit longer so we can actually get more stuff done to it, like probably changing out the windshield, adding a bunch more accessories, fixing up some accessories that are there, and trying to make sure everything works and it's as good as it can possibly be. So that's going to be it for today's video. I thank you so much for watching. I apologize for the shorter video than usual, but with the new kid here and I just started a new job back up again, so it's kind of just been busy and all over the place, and I literally didn't have time this week except for today to make this video, and I wanted to make sure I got it out for you. So if you've been watching this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you that spends your time and takes time out of your day to watch these videos. It really means a lot to me. My channel is now growing a little bit, so it's pretty nice to see, and I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe even if you want to see more content like this, because, well, we got this truck and plenty others and more cars and more cars and more cars and another car. There's a lot of cars to work on here at Cherry Pickin', so be sure to tune in, and well, we'll see you next time. See ya.